A very good day to all of you. So, to continue with the sonnets of Shakespeare, today we are going to read another beautiful sonnet written by Shakespeare. So, it's a beautiful and remarkable sonnet describing the theme of memory, love, regret, failures, and it was written by the remarkable poet William Shakespeare. It was published in 1609 and it was written in the early 1590s. So he at that time he was a young playwright. So despite author's youth and inexperience, the poem it's full of beautiful thoughts, and he describes the regret, the failure, and everything that strikes reader. So if we talk about the theme of the poem, it describes the pain of memory. So let's get started. We are going to read the poem. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, I shy the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new veil my dear times waste. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hid in death's dateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and mourn the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woe to woe tell over the said account of fore bemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. So, first of all, let me discuss about the major theme of the poem. So the poem describes the pain of memory. So he rehashes all the injuries, disappointments of life. The disappointments, they may be dead friends, lost pleasures, squandered opportunities. So for the speaker, neither memory nor time itself diminishes the pain of these losses. Just to think about them brings them back in their full power and difficulty. So the sonnet, it is full of regrets and disappointments. As soon as the speaker starts to remember about things past, these regrets and disappointments come flocking in, overwhelming the speaker. The speaker broods over the lack of many a thing I sought. In other words, about missed opportunities. The speaker also weeps over old friends long dead. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hidden death's stateless night. So the speaker grieves lost loves too. So strikingly, these disappointments and sorrows don't seem to have faded with time. So time usually takes the sting out of grief and disappointment, but that's not the case for this speaker. The speaker no sooner think of some fore bemoaned moan. So the second major theme is the power of love. The speaker of Sonnet 30 spends most of the poem in despair, obsessively meditating on past disappointments, regrets, and sorrows. The speaker can't find any relief. Even the passage of time does not heal these wounds, as we discuss in these guides' theme entry on the pain of memory. But in the final two lines of the poem, the speaker finally announces that there's something that makes up for all these losses and disappointments. So, after the speaker's intense despair in the first 12 lines, the couplet that brings the solution. So, it closes the poem and it provides a sudden and unexpected relief. So, the speaker reveals that there is a way to compensate for disappointment and sorrow. So all the speaker has to do is think about the friend, and all losses are restored and sorrows come to end. So if we read the sonnet, I'm going to explain the poem. So pay attention. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought, I summon up remembrance of things past. I shy the lack of many a things I sought. So the first four lines they establish poet's themes and its forms. It begins with the speaker reminiscing. He's thinking, he's remembering past things. And the speaker describes this act of remembering with an evocative and suggestive metaphor. The speaker describes the thought itself, sweet silent thought. So if you will notice sweet silent thought, there is a repetition of the sound S. So this is alliteration. As I have discussed the literary devices, so it's a alliteration. Sweet silent thought, it's a kind of tribunal, and it's a place of trial and questioning. So then the thing becomes clear in line 3-4, and the speaker memories are not pleasant. Instead of returning to happy time, the speaker focuses on old woes. That describes that he is not happy. I shy the lack of many things I sought. Now this line, it talks about the regret of the poet. Regret for what? Regret for many things that he wanted to achieve but he could not. So this is the regret. So the tone of these line is dark, brooding, and it is full of grief, guilt, disappointment. But the poem itself is exceptionally elegant and refined. So it creates some tension for the reader. For example, if you will read this fourth line, and with old woes new wail my dear times waste. So you will find again alliteration, woes, wail, waste. So the sound of W, it is repeated. So again the assonant to sound old woes, they emphasize speaker's grief, and it sounds like someone is mourning. But these sounds work in a highly literary, even artificial way. So it's a Shakespearean sonnet, and again if you will read, then it is again there you are having 4 lines. 4 lines mean quatrain. So the poem follows an equally strict meter, iambic, pentameter. If you will see the poem, you will find that the poem consists of 3 quatrains. And quatrain, what is quatrain? Quatrain is the line 4 line stanza, and it follows strict meter, iambic, pentameter. And the speaker's pensive meditative mood is further underlined throughout the speaker's use of and stop. So it's a very beautiful poem. When we will read the poem, and with old woes new wail my dear times waste, then can I drown an eye unused to flow. So this is all about the poem, that he says that he is not used to flow the tears that he is shedding, because he has already shed those tears in the memory of his friend. So the woes and the sorrows, they are again they got refreshed. So it's the poem is full of grief, regret, past memories, as well as what is the theme? The major theme is the love of his friend. So now if we will discuss the literary device, then we will have assonance, there is alliteration, there is consonance, there is imagery. What is imagery? The imagery is used to make readers perceive things involving their 5 senses. We have personification. Where is the personification? Just let me tell you. The personification is in the second line. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow. So personification, what is personification? Personification, it's a literary device that is used to give human qualities to inanimate objects. For example, then can I drown an eye unused to flow. So the eye is personified. Now the poet has also used metaphor, because the poet has made a implied comparison between the objects different in nature. For precious friends hid in death's dateless night. So it's a again a metaphor, it's a comparison. So if we talk about the structure of the poem, it's a sonnet, having three quatrains of 4 lines each and one concluding couplet. The poet has used end rhymes, and the meter is iambic pentameter as usual, because the poet uses iambic pentameter in sonnet. And then there is quatrain. The rhyme scheme is AB AB. So as the rhyme scheme of Shakespearean sonnet, and it's a sonnet, as you all know, it's a sonnet poem of 14 lines. So this was all about, we have already discussed the theme of the poem. The major themes are the theme of memory, the theme of regret about the past losses and past failures, and the theme of love. So the love, because if we read the last couplet, that the poet says that, but if the while I think on thee, he says, the moment I think about my friend, then all my losses are restored and all my sorrows, they come to an end. So in the concluding couplet, the poet gives the solution. So this was the sonnet 30, and it was beautiful sonnet having so many beautiful themes. I hope you all have got the poem. Thank you.